Welcome back to another video on this channel, and today we are back with another old Czech hockey cards box break. Today we are opening the OFS Plus 2004 and 2005, meaning that we are going to take a look at a product that came out during the NHL lockout, and therefore we are going to see quite a few of interesting names. And obviously, since it was back in 2004, back then we had a lot of players overseas, and a lot of those, most of those actually, came back to play in the Czech Extraliga and therefore have their cards in this set. This box is the classic old school OFS configuration, meaning 36 packs, 10 cards in each pack, 360 cards overall, and obviously it was hand packed, so yeah, a lot of duplicates most of the time. We'll see how lucky we will be here. We cannot find anything super special in this. This is before we had autographs and jersey cards in OFS products, so the most interesting cards would be tough to find. Inserts, those being the cards, the special subset of inserts for Jaromír Jágr. He has like 6 or 7 cards in this sort of a special mini set, and those are the hardest one to find. We'll see how lucky we will be. It would be nice to complete the set in the future, but hey, if we can get any closer to where I am now, it would be awesome. Which I start at 0, by the way, so it's one card is going to be awesome. We'll see how lucky we will be. Here are the packs. Now, it is not the most captivating break ever, so I will try to just go through this a little quicker. I will make a little piles of cards and then go through the pile of cards so we don't spend here forever. But hey, let's open the first pack the regular old way, and let's just take a look at what these cards look like, and maybe we're gonna even find some inserts, so I can actually show you a couple of inserts. And yeah, as you can see, these packs are tough to open. Back then these packs were a nightmare to get into, because those are not the classic ones that you are used to from your NHL products, for example. But yeah, let's take a look. First pack, and we got these. These are the base cards, Jakub Lev. And behind him already our first insert. These are the statistical inserts. As usual with the OFS product, we have inserts that are based on goals, assists, points, and then points for defenders. This, for example, is the assist card, so it has the black edge. If there would be another color, it would be a different stat that we would be focusing on. This is the same thing, but for goaltenders, we have 2 different variations. One's for goal allowed average, one's for the percentage of saves, or the save percentage, and then these are the team checklists, and these are the stars, which is one of the main series of inserts on the checklist. So we can expect a lot of those. It's a pretty huge set, over I believe like 60 or 70 cards in total. Yeah, and we also pulled, by the way, on the stars, that was Marek Malik. So yeah, one of the big names. And yeah, the stars checklist is loaded with those NHL players. But as I mentioned, now I'm gonna go open these into piles, and we will go through the piles so we can actually get through this a little faster than usual. And here we go. First pile right here. We start off with another of these statistical inserts. This time it is blue, therefore it is not assist, it is actually goals, I believe. And that is Jiří Dopitan there. A couple of base cards here. And this one is for the defenders, the green one. Petr Jančařík. This is the team card. We have not seen that yet, but this is just a team card where you get all the club info. And here we are with our first pull of a Dukla Jihlava player. These are a little interesting, at least for me, because, you know, this was the one and at that time only year for Dukla Jihlava in the top competition. They were promoted the year before, and yeah, they made it into Extraliga, but then were relegated. Here we got checklist with Martin Škola and stars of Hammer League. Here we go, Petr Nedvěd on a base card, another big name that returned from NHL. A lot of players like that will be coming up. And here is another one. My favorite goalie, Tomáš Vokoun, and Pavel Kubina, Martin Škoula, already a duplicate, and behind him team card for Liberec with Milan Hnilička. In Connor Dunlop on the Stars. They made these in 2 different variations, but they're like exactly the same value-wise. So this is the Stars 2 insert, but it is not really a difference. And then a couple of duplicates on the inserts there behind him. Another statistical insert this time, Marek Melanovský. And once again, a couple of base cards that go to Murin, Pavel Kubina. Another big name defender that returned from Tampa Bay. Petr Jančařík, once again, Zdeněk Orc, another duplicate, and then Stars of Karel Rachunek. You can see that this is number 43, and I believe there's like 20 more after that. Hanzlík, Padělek, Schmid, Tvrdík, Havel, once again Tomáš Vokoun, Connor Dunlop, another duplicate, then Marek Pins and Vlastimil Lakosel. Those are new 2 inserts, 1 club card, 1 goalie stats, and then Zbigněk Irgl on the statistical insert. For the offensive players, Martin Wojtek and Marek Pins. I believe that's a duplicate. It's not a different card. And here we go. Our first insert of Jaromír Jágr, the Superstars insert. I'm not sure really how you want to call it. It like goes by many different names. But yeah, those are the cards we are after. They look slightly different. Hopefully we're going to get at least one more if we start off that early with this one. But we'll see about that. Pile number 1 is complete now. We found our special insert, so now I'm gonna open up another batch of 9 packs and we'll be right back. Pile number 2. Here we go. 90 cards. Starting off with Petr Barinka on the statistical insert, and then Martin Wojtek. Petr Čánek on the checklist, Marek Malík. Yeah, so identical inserts as in the first pack, I believe. Then Tomáš Divíšek on the statistical blue insert, another Jihlava player. And here we go with the insert we have not seen yet. This is a checklist for the All-Star game. And we will see if we are going to find any of the actual insert cards. But yeah, this is the checklist for that. We had Czech versus Slovak players that year, I believe. And here is again a duplicate, then Kadlec on the statistical insert for defenders, and Suchan on a team card. We got another 2 interesting names, Schläger and Kaberle, and then Jiří Burger on the insert. Michal Frolík, back when he was very, very young. This is a rookie card, you can call it. He did not play in Extraliga prior to that. Rostislav Klesla, another NHL defender returning to the Extraliga. Lukáš Hronek. Once again, goalie insert. You can see that he is pictured in a Jihlava jersey, but the stats, I believe, are from the year prior. Therefore, on the bag, there is Slavia logo and another Slavia player and Petr Kadlec, and then stars of NHL goaltender at that time, Michal Prusek, Alexander Hilák, Jan Holub, and Pardaví. There we go with another stars. Tomáš Vlasák, club card for Pardubice, and Jan Lašák and Jaroslav Špaček on the stars. Josef Štümpel, Martin Ručinský, couple of nice names there. Adam Svoboda, and behind him Michal Mařík and Martin Prusek once again. Stanislav Jasečko on the defenders insert, and then 2 club cards, Kladno and Sparta. Jaroslav Špaček, another defender. It's kind of crazy to see how many great defenders and players in general, as we pull Radek Bonk, we had in the NHL back then compared to the situation now, where our Olympic roster was, yeah, pretty weak. Let's just say we lack good defenders, as we pull Jan Marek on the statistical insert once again. Martin Wojtek, Zdeněk Orc, Radek Duda on the stars. Then a couple of base cards once again. Pavel Trnka. Šanděvečka, once again a card for Jihlava. Rolík, Lesla, Pejchar, Sivek, Altrichter, Lukáš Hronek once again, a duplicate. Checklist for Karlovy Vary and František Ptáček on that, Extraliga legend with many games under his belt in Czech top tier competition. But that would sum up the second pile of cards. Now we're gonna go into the third one. So once again, I'll be right back with the full pile of cards and we'll go through that. No special Jaromír Jágr insert in the second pile. We'll see if pile number 3 will be any better. Pile number 3. I will split this in half so I can actually handle the cards a little easier. And we'll see what we can get here. Starting off with Pavel Kašpařík, Prusek, Polák, Andrašovský, Hanzlík on the base cards, Jan Marek on the statistical insert, and behind him another special insert for the Jágr subset. So our second card, very good to see. We're getting closer to completing that set. We are already, I believe, 1/3 of the way in. Špaček on the stars, František Kaberle, Petr Leška on the statistical insert, Jan Korotvička, Kopecký, Peterek, Punčochář, Hejduk, Hudler, and then Petr Leška once again, this time on a different variant of the statistical insert. As you can see, we pulled the red one in the previous pack, let's call that, in the previous pack pile, and yeah, then we got the other one. Oh, another nice name here, Zsigmond Pálffy, Slovak, that actually returned to Czech Extraliga during the lockout, and this is him on the Slavia checklist. Behind him a club card, and then once again a couple of base cards. Yeah, they start to stick together a little bit. We got Jiří Polanský sticking to Musel card there, Igor Murín, and behind him another Jaromír Jágr. This time is just a regular checklist, but yeah, a pretty decent pull there, I guess. Tomáš Duba on the club card for Plzeň. We pulled him multiple times right now, I believe, but yeah, I don't think I really mentioned that, so there is him. Connor Dunlop on the stars 2, and Petr Čánek on the stars insert, and behind him another NHL defender, Michal Rozsíval on the checklist for Bílí Tygři Liberec, and then Petr Pucher on the statistical insert once again, a couple of cards sticking together. Martin Hamrlík on the statistical insert would close out the first half of the pile, and then the second half, well, not really a half, more likely a third. I did not split it completely evenly. Loch, Trávníček, and a couple of inserts sticking together. Oldřich Svoboda on the goaltender insert, Josef Beránek on the stars, Jiří Malinský on the statistical insert, and Zsigmond Pálffy now on the stars. Vrbata, Uram, Petr Leška, Petr Bříza, legendary goaltender, and behind him another of these special inserts for Jaromír Jágr. It feels like there's a card sticking to the back of the Petr Bříza card, but it's actually not. So yeah, this is so this is not the special insert. This is actually a checklist of the stars insert, but as you can see, it looks, well, I would say identical. Obviously, there are little nuances, on the top right corner there and top left corner, you have different placement of the lettering there and the OFS Plus, I guess, logo, or it's not a logo, it's just a text. And then you have the yellow edge around this card that we now pulled, but it's actually not a duplicate, so that's a nice thing to do. But yeah, I'm not really sure why we had that many cards that looked almost exactly the same, of Jaromír Jágr. I'm not sure if that really added anything, but yeah, they did it back then. You can see that the first stars actually contains 50 different cards, the first stars set, and then you have also the second one, which is a lot smaller, but yeah, still a lot of cards to get there. Martin Altrichter on the statistical insert for the goaltenders, and Zsigmond Pálffy once again. Malík, Čechmánek, another great goaltender with NHL experience. Hurtaj, Straka, Viktor Hýbl, another Extraliga legend. David Hruška, and behind him Pavel Kubina. We've pulled him multiple times now. Martin Altrichter, Radim Vrbata on the stars, and Radovan Beagle on the statistical insert. Erat, Pilař, Čechmánek, Pucher, Altrichter, and behind Dunlop and Verbata. Once again, 2 duplicates. As you can see, it's getting a little worse. And behind them, or actually in between them, another insert. And you can see it's also getting worse when it comes to cards sticking together. And here we actually skipped over another great defender that came back from the NHL, Jaroslav Modrý, to play a season back then for Liberec. But that would be pile number 3. We are now off to the last 90 cards. So let me get them out of the packs and we will get straight to them. Okay, pile number 4, we are approaching the finish line. Last 90 cards right here. Shermak, and behind him Jiří Burger on the statistical insert, Igor Murín, Connor Dunlop. We pulled him like 7 times already. Pavel Kubina, Radek Duda, Jiří Trvaj on the statistical insert. Nice to see. I loved him as a goaltender back then. He, at the end of his career, played for Kometa Brno as well. Great goaltender. And we're continuing on. Couple of duplicates on the base. And duplicates on the insert as well. I believe we pulled all 3 of those. Jakub Kořínek now. Ondřej Veselý, Aleš Krátoška, Václav Pletka, Ladislav Ritnauer, Alexander Hilák, Radim Tesařík, Pavel Vostřák. And then a club card for Jan Lašák and stars duplicate for Špaček. Couple of base cards. There's a name I believe we have not seen yet. Martin Straka. Came back from NHL as well. You can see. Back then playing for Pittsburgh and LA. Great player, and eventually returned to Extraliga at the end of his career as well. Once again, back to Plzeň. Sklenička, Horana, Plášek, Němec, Strnka, Martin Vojtek, once again, a card that we pulled like 8 times. Petr Jančařík and Tomáš Duba. Well, same can be said for them. I believe we have them like 7 times already or something like that. Mrázek, Bordovský, Hlouch, Trávníček, Kala, Slavík, Vrbata, Vojtek, Jančařík, Duba, Jaroslav Modrý, Procházka, Radivojevič, Zadina, Martinek, Bombic, and another special insert for Jaromír Jágr. That's very good. So we will end this up. Most probably, I don't think we're gonna get another one in the last couple of cards, but that's another of these inserts. But once again, as I mentioned, I'm not really sure why we had that many inserts of one player, just looking all very similar. But yeah, I don't mind. I still want to collect it. It's kind of an oddity. It's not that super easy to collect it. So yeah, but I was extremely lucky, I would say. I've seen boxes previously that did not have a single of his cards. Here we go with the club card that I believe we have not pulled yet. Another great goaltender with NHL experience, as I mentioned before. But yeah, first time we're actually seeing him not on a base card, but on a club card for Vsetín. And then last couple of cards, Jiří Dopita on the statistical insert, just like Marek Melanovský, Hamralík, Žabka, Beagle, Dunlop, Jiří Stejskal. I believe we have not seen that card and the whole break, so at least not a duplicate there. And Radek Duda on the stars insert ends this break. So yeah, overall, obviously nothing super spectacular, but these cards are really cool. We have pulled an immense amount of NHL stars that returned to Extraliga for that year. You can see that the amount of inserts we have been able to pull is insane, though when it comes to value, there's very little, unfortunately. But yeah, cool break nevertheless, especially because of the special inserts of Jaromír Jágr that we were able to pull, and even the checklist for the stars insert set, because those are a little harder to find, and obviously since it's Jaromír Jágr, they are usually a lot pricier. I believe a lot of times they're a lot pricier than they should be whenever I see them listed somewhere or in an card shop. So yeah, that is very nice. And yeah, a couple of duplicates, well, quite a few duplicates, but yeah, I always expected, unfortunately, you know, that's what hand packing these packs does to you, I would say. But yeah, it's always like that. But now these are extremely affordable. I bought them for like 12 euros, like $15. So yeah, 360 cards for like $15. I will take it. As you can see here, once again, going over the Jágr special cards, let's call them. You know, these were nice to pull, and they definitely justified the price all by themselves, I would say. which is great. So yeah, I enjoyed this break. It's always great to, you know, like open these cards. There's a lot of nostalgia there. This, by the way, was the first box I have ever purchased back when I was like 10 or 11, and I remember opening it. It was absolutely awesome. I was so excited that I was able to purchase my first box back then. So yeah, a lot of good memories there. And I think, you know, the new experiences that we just acquired with this product are good as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I'll see you at the next one. And until then, goodbye.